Hello, welcome to the first lecture of the surveying 2, that is of curves. This is the fourth chapter. We know that this is your fourth chapter. So, what we're going to study in this chapter is about the curves, right? Whenever there is a change in the alignment, when you want to change the direction of the roads or railways, there you can't have a 90 degrees turn, right? Like this. You can't have a turn like this, which is 90 degrees. You always require a smooth, right? You require a smooth curve like this. So this is what is called as curve, right? This we can't provide everywhere. At it, can train can move like this in this direction in the angle of 90 degrees? No. So what is curve? Curves are those geometrical or the those sections where during the change of alignments or change in direction, alignment or direction is the same, right? So when that this happens, you require a curve to be introduced. Curve should be there to overcome this problem. How you are going to do? With the help of curves. So we understood what where the curve is used, right? Curve is used on the roads, railways, to avoid 90-degree turns, right? And we can't provide 90-degree turns in the trains. In the small streets, we may provide 90-degree turns in the roads, but we can't provide this in the train, railways. Right? You require a curve to change the alignment. It is very important. It might be a vertical curve or it might be a horizontal curve. And this is called as horizontal curve. Okay. Why it is called as horizontal curve? We will study in detail. And there is also one more called vertical curve like this. When you are moving along the hill or coming along the hill, the curve or this added point at the center, right? That is called as curve. It might be like this, or it might be like valley shape. You are coming from the mountain or a hill, then the valley shape is called as valley curve. These are the two types of curves naturally about the vertical curves. In the vertical curves, right? You understood something where the curves are used? What are curves, right? So this is what is curve is. So we'll see what is curve. We have saw that. We will see what are the elements of curve when you are doing it on this survey, right? So a curve is a continuous and smooth flowing line without any sharp turns. Like sharp turns means 90-degree turns or 60-degree turns, you can say it is a sharp turn. One way to recognize a curve is that is a bend or a change in the direction at least once, as I have shown, right? These are the two roads. You're joining it with what? Curve like this, right? You're joining the curve like this. So this part is called as curve, right? This part is called as curve. There are two types of curve, as I said. It is a horizontal curve and a vertical curve. I have shown you what is horizontal curve, which are on the roads and which are on the hills or on the valleys. Those are vertical curves. It is also called a summit curve and a valley curve. Which is called a summit curve? Which is on the hills. Like this type of curve, when you go along like this in this direction and come down in this direction, is called as summit curve and valley curve like this. Here it is negative, here it is positive, here it is positive, here it is negative. When you come along the gradient downwards, it is minus. When you come upwards, it is called as plus. So that is plus minus sign. So these are the examples. right? This is what? A horizontal curve. This is your horizontal curve. It is in the plane, and this is what you can see, right? Again going up, it is coming down, and again going up. This is called as vertical curve, and in the vertical curve, which curve? It is a valley curve, right? It is called as valley curve here, this portion. But understood what is the difference? I've shown you with the example here. So these are the two types of curves. Okay. So these are the elements, right? These are the elements. That is tangent, back tangent, tangent length, length of the curve or a circular curve. This is apex distance. Distance from the summit of the curve to the point of intersection. That is I. That distance is called as apex distance. It is called as long chord. This distance L. Can you see this L here? It is called as chord, long chord. And the distance between the chord to the summit of the curve is called as mid ordinate. It's called as mid ordinate. And this back tangent is 90 degrees to the radius of the curve. It is 90 degrees to the radius of the curve. There are two tangents, right, to the curve. It makes a tangent with the curve, so it is called tangent length. It's a back tangent. A point where your curve starts is called as back tangent. The curve where ends is called as forward tangent. This tangent is called as forward tangent. This is your R, and delta is your deflection angle, right? This is a intersection point. So these are some of the uh, details to be remembered. We will go in depth of each term, right? Back tangent. A tangent length at the beginning of a curve is called as back tangent or a rear tangent, or it is called as first tangent. Here, this A to B or A T1 B, this distance, this tangent. Why it is called tangent? Because it is tangent. It is 90 degrees to this curve. It is at a 90 degrees to this curve. So it is called tangent AB. What is rear tangent? BC is a rear tangent or a forward tangent. Forward tangent is called. This is called rear or back tangent. It is also called as first tangent also. The tangent length line at the end of the curve is called as forward tangent. That is BC, or B to T2 is the forward tangent. Point of curve. It is the beginning of the curve, that is T1, where curve touches the back tangent. The point where back tangent and the curve meets is called as point of curve, and point of tangency is it is the end of the curve T2 where your curve touches the forward tangent. It was touching the back tangent. Here it is touching the forward tangent. It is called as point of tangency. Point of curve and point of tangency. Next is point of intersection. I have told you, where your two tangents meet at a point. The backward tangent and the forward tangent meet when extended from the B, right? It is called as intersection, or it is called as vertex. Right? It's like this. I'll show you. Right? This is a curve, right? So when it meet here, this point is called as point of intersection. And the angle made by the two deflections or two tangents is called as deflection angle. This is called as deflection angle. This. What is tangent length? The distance between the point of curve, the point of intersection, or point of tangency to the point of intersection. This distance is called as tangent length. In the simple curve, it will be both same. Then tangent length will be same. The apex distance, I would show you what is apex distance. The distance between the point of intersection and the midpoint of the curve or the summit of the curve. Right? It's called summit or apex. Apex distance it is called. Length of the curve. What is length of the curve? Whatever curve is there, its length, this length is called as length of the curve. What is long chord? This is your long chord, which starts from the point of curve to point of tangency perpendicular, right? So this distance is like this, right? So this is called as long chord. Mid ordinate, the distance between the summit or the apex of the curve to the long chord at the center. This distance is called as mid ordinate, right? So this is called as apex distance. This is called as apex distance E. This is your mid ordinate. Understanding what I am saying? So this is what are the elements of curve. We will see more. Normal chord. Normal chord, it is a chord between the two successive stations or a peg intervals at a regular intervals. It is called as unit chord. Subchord, which is shorter than the normal chord. Mostly the first and the last chords are the subchords. One more thing, first right-handed curve and left-handed curve. When the curve starts from the right side, the curve starts from the or deflects towards the right side this way, it is called as right hand curve. When the curve moves in the left direction, it is called as left hand curve. Left handed curve. So these are the elements of your curves, right? So if you don't understand, go through it once more, you will be able to understand it. It is very easy one. All the things are there in your screen, so it becomes very easy to understand.